We are so excited to welcome into In the Bonus Villanova sophomore guard Maddie Weber. Maddie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
And we are too. And listen, your team has been playing some pretty great basketball recently. 2 wins in a row. We're in the thick of conference play for you. When you kind of look at what your team has been able to do this season, I know it's going to sound a little cliche, but people talk about starting to peak a little bit at the right point. How do you feel like you and your teammates are really getting into the swing of things about now?
Yeah, I mean, we just look like a completely different team from when we started. I think conference play has taught us so much, especially playing some tough teams at the beginning. It's definitely shown us how good we can become and that we can compete with like really good teams. And I think just since we are a new team, like our bonding on the court, that has been growing and growing. And obviously, you said about peaking, like we're getting to a really good spot. So I'm really excited to see how we finish out the season.
I love how you mentioned the bonding because you can tell when you're watching games, the chemistry has only continued to grow with your team. But I'm curious, when you did say, right, we do look like a different team on the court specifically, what are some areas that you've recognized, hey, we look different than beginning of this season?
I mean, we have a unique offense, so I think that's a big one, and like the new people learning that. So that's like a huge thing. And then our defense, we've come together so much. I think that's a huge one as well. And then since we are a more smaller team, rebounding and guarding the post have been also a big part or something we focus on a lot. So that has grown like a lot, and that's a lot different from the beginning.
How about yourself? Maybe it's a little bit of a newer team, but you've got 1 year of hoops underneath you, especially, right? How do you feel, especially with newer players coming into the team, a little bit more so of a veteran on this year's squad?
Yeah, it's like kind of weird to think about that. Like I'm kind of like a veteran on
Yeah.
this team because I played Villanova basketball last year. Um, yeah, it's super cool and like it's great that I am in that spot at such a young age too, because it also helps me like learn how to become a leader. And then I also learn from the older girls that are transfers and the ones that have been here. I just learn from them, take their leadership skills and try to apply it as much as I can.
What have you learned about yourself as a leader so far?
I think I've learned that people like build off my energy. So I think that's a huge one too. So if I'm not like here with energy, like some people aren't either. So I think that's just like a huge one as well. And then just being able to dictate on the court is like a huge thing also and helping my team in that way.
Hmm. What are some of the things maybe you're doing to make sure that you're bringing the energy? Do we have like a practice routine that you're like, all right, I got to make sure this is happening to bring high energy to practice and then game day as well?
I think it's just like when I'm away from the gym is a big thing, just like focusing on myself. It's a lot of self-care stuff, so I think that's a huge thing. That's doing things I enjoy, like outside of basketball, so I can stay like calm and happy.
Okay, okay. You mentioned the self-care. We need to know what is on the Maddie Weber list of self-care because also your skin is absolutely stunning, and I've got a little
Thank you.
pimple right now. So please share all of the tips, please.
Oh, love skincare. Okay. So obviously skincare, like all self-care, and then like reading. I'm trying to get into it more for 2025. And then
Good.
I like to read my Bible a lot. Love that. And then just something I like to do a lot is clean. So I'm like always cleaning my room, like I don't know, organizing stuff like that. I don't know. It's like kind of weird, but and then watching a show at night, going to bed early.
Mm.
Yeah.
Are we like 9:30 bedtime?
I like to like get in bed around that time. So yeah.
Girl after my own heart here.
hmm We
Um,
love that.
well, going back onto the court really quickly, because I would love to talk a little bit about the growth in your game specifically. I mean, you look at a season ago to this year, mid-season, you're almost averaging double of what you scored a season ago. Where do you feel like the biggest improvement in your specific game has come from?
I think my offense, and then I've gotten quicker, and I think just adjusting to the game in general.
Mm.
Like last year, like adjusting, like it took a whole year, like learning that, and I'm still learning. Just how fast the game is, especially on defense, and then my offense, being able to get to my spots is a huge one, and then using my length. I think I like underestimated like the length that I do have, so learning that about myself was huge. So I think that helped a lot with this year and like just growing.
I love that. Sticking on that, at what point, right? Like, kind of talk about the discovery of using your length. Have they been conversations? Has it been just watching back film and coaches like, look at what you're able to do here?
I think just like learning from, yeah, like watching film and then realizing like what I can do and the potential that I have. And in the off season, just putting in the work and like just that, taking tough shots, practicing that so I can make them in the game and they're easier.
Mm, love that. Maddie, let's have some fun. Let's get to know you and your teammates a little bit better. So we know
Okay.
that you are probably, if I was going to give superlative for the cleanest on the team, we'll take that cake. Who is
Yeah.
maybe the messiest on the team who could use some help with you cleaning and organizing?
Messiest? Hmm. The freshmen are pretty clean. So
Good. We
sophomores, Britt and I, pretty clean.
love that.
Juniors are clean. Danae's gonna hate me. I would say Danae, but only because like when I'm like I need to go in her room, she's always like, "Don't come in here, it's dirty." But she cleans a lot too, though. So
Well, and
maybe
she now knows
50.
if you're coming into her room, right? She's like,
Yeah,
I need to clean it up to a different level.
yeah,
Maddie's coming in.
yeah.
How about the best cook on the team? If you're gonna have a team dinner, who are you trusting making the meal?
Julia, my roommate, she cooks a lot.
Does she have
So
like
her
a special
or
thing?
Danae, does
Okay.
she what?
Have like a special meal that it's her go-to meal?
Um, she cooks like everything. She likes steak, so I think she does that a lot.
Okay. All right. We mentioned a little bit that the team relies on you a little bit for energy, but who besides yourself is really a big energy teammate of yours?
I would say Maddie Burke. She's just always bringing positive energy, making everyone laugh on the court, even when we're in tough moments. She's always trying to get us to smile. She's like, just look at me and smile. Like just the little things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I love that. Maddie, you and your team are facing UConn coming up next on your schedule. When you are facing a team like UConn, what is something that you've learned in your past playing them, and then the excitement that you have going up against them that you're able to get better with each and every game that you face against them?
I think in the past, like my freshman year, it was a lot of nerves at first. Obviously, I was excited. Like they're a great team. And then just learning that it's still just basketball. Like
Hmm.
ranking doesn't define everyone. Just like understanding that it's just basketball. Like you can compete with anyone on the court. So just that.
Love that. One message to Villanova Nation as they continue to watch you and your teammates this season.
I love you guys. Keep supporting us. Go Cats.
Maddie, always a pleasure. Thank you so much, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so fun.